All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started today. Welcome everybody to 1 Million Cups. Welcome. I think we have a couple people in the. Is it just you in there, Drake, in the coffee spot? All right, thank you. Are you really? I'm really doing this. You're not gonna. Okay. Okay. Welcome to 1 Million Cups, everyone. We are so glad that you are back here on this Wednesday. We had last week, if you didn't know, we had a couple of our regional reps here and the executive director of 1 Million Cups, and they were highly impressed with our community. I mean, we knew you guys are awesome already, but they really were appreciative of how we run the program here, and we have such good repeats on people coming back. We have a nice full pipeline of people who want to present here, and we just got kudos as a community, even afterwards when we met to talk about things that we want to do better in our community. So I just wanted to report on that for you. Who has been here before in our 1 Million Cups room? All right, for those on Zoom and YouTube, we have about maybe 20-ish people here that have been here before. Is there anyone in the room who's presented before? All right, we have what? Daryl, I see you back there. And then, Tony, what are you raising your hand for?
No, you're good.
Okay, so we have a couple past presenters, and then is there anyone here who has never been to a 1 Million Cups meeting before? All right, I'd like you guys to hold up
Get
your
that hand,
hands.
get that hand up.
Get
Get
that
that
hand
hand
up.
up. All right, woo-hoo.
This is a gift that we give first timers. We have a gift that we give first timers. So keep your hand up, and then you can bring this back to you as you come back on repeat to see how things roll here. All right, well, 1 Million Cups for those new people and for others in the room. 1 Million Cups is a national program that's run by volunteers. We have a volunteer organizing team for which we are always looking for supports. If you are on our volunteer organizing team, where do I point this, Daryl?
Anywhere you want.
Anywhere. If you're on the volunteer organizing team, can you stand up, please, so we can recognize you? Please stand up. So we have Christina, her accounting company. She presented coffee last week, and Ryan, Daryl, and Drake, both from Pride. David Benjamin runs his own consulting business, and I'm also a volunteer organizer here, Melissa. My name is Melissa. I don't know if I said that. I'm Melissa. I'm a volunteer organizer. I'm a business owner, and I also work for another company coaching businesses. Are we going to the next slide?
We are.
Okay, so 1 Million Cups, national program that meets every Wednesday all around the country. There's over 106 communities right now that are all meeting on Wednesday morning, sometime between 8 and 10 a.m. Very few of them are online like we are, so thank you Zoom Room for joining us. And very few of them we learned record their meetings like we do on YouTube Live. So if you ever want to join us when you're on the road, you're welcome to do that with our YouTube Live. Just know that if you come into our Zoom room, you get more communication with us because you can respond back to the people who are presenting today. So this is the whole idea behind 1 Million Cups. We are not a pitch presentation. We're not a pitch event. We're a presentation event. So the companies that sign up to present with us are usually startup businesses, 5 years or less in business, and then they will come here with a challenge, whatever their business is challenged with right now, and we coach them as a volunteer organizing team, a week or two before to keep their presentation really short and succinct, like 5 minutes or less if we can, especially today since we have 2 different presenting companies, and they talk about their challenge and what they tried in relation to the thing that they're challenged with now, what they have learned, so then you guys will know as you tick off in your head what you think you might want to help them with, what they have already learned from, and then they're going to ask us as a community question. And this is where you all come in. So anyone who believes that when the community question has been asked, they have some kind of support, that support being an experience that you had that's related to what their challenge is, or maybe you want to collaborate with them, or maybe you have a clarifying question, you're not really sure what it is that they're trying to ask, and if you get the question clarified while you're up here, you can go ahead and ask, you can offer your suggestion for them. So just know that it's an audience, it's interactive, you come up as you want. You would come up here to the left, where Daryl is over here, which is where we'll be lining up over here by the coffee, and to support our business owners. And when you come up here, just since we have 2 presenters today, just try to offer your experience or your suggestion in a minute or 2, so you can get through the amount of people that can help the presenter. We've noticed the last couple of weeks, because we do record this, that our feedback is getting a little long, so you can get out of, off your one suggestion and then get back in line and offer it again, so we can get both presenters getting as much support as they can. Now you don't have to come up, Both presenters will have a slide up here that will show some way to contact them or communicate with them in the future. So if you are microphone shy or you just think of something like afterwards, you can take a picture of their contact and always reach out to them and connect with them that way. All right? So we're going to go ahead and get started. We always have a sponsor of coffee, so thank you very much to our coffee sponsor communities. The coffee sponsor is the only one who gets to pitch at our event. So the coffee person who has bought us all coffee today, thank you. Come on up, Hatfield Hair Shack. Are they here somewhere? Hatfield Hair Shack. You will get to come up here and pitch your business for a couple of minutes, and then pass it back to me, and we'll invite our first presenter up here. All right, everyone good on the count of by non-clicking through the slides. Oh, yeah. We also need everyone to sign in. So if you can sign in with this QR code, this is an important thing our headquarters people told us about and we talk about all the time. So if you can capture that, that would be great. Sorry. Oh, wait, sorry, that was me clicking. I didn't mean to. Are you going to their deck?
There you go.
Okay.
Morning, everybody. My name is Erica.
Yeah, now hold it closer. Say your name again.
So, my name is Erica Hatfield, and I just opened Hatfield's Hair Shack, located in Madison Heights, 28145 John R. Road. I offer scalp treatments, I offer color services, hair cutting, and it's a very relaxing environment. And I hope to grow a business that can create a homegrown feel, you know, down to earth, soul to the earth, right? Working with other communities, as in like Hazel Park, Royal Oak. I hope to kind of expand one day in the future. So starting small, baby steps, right? That's how we do it. So Erica Hatfield, Hatfield Shack. Yeah, you can find me on Instagram, website. All those things are up and coming together, all in the works. So thank you for your time. Enjoy the coffee. This actually, there's Jose, home stuff right there. Yeah. So we kind of paired up together today. So thank you. And donuts, you guys enjoy your meeting and enjoy the presenter.
That was good. Thank you. All right. So thank you to our coffee sponsor, and also thank you very much to Incubizo. Incubizo, Josh and Carmen both run this workspace here. They graciously provide this for us to host this meeting every single Wednesday, do a lot of the setup with us, and sometimes support with backup coffee, right, Josh? Now, you can stay in here and use the workspace after this common room right here. So just know that it's an open space here, and the offices are all are they all occupied? Is there room? Yeah, they're all occupied in here. So just wanted to let you know that's a benefit to coming here to 1 Million Cups. All right, we're going to. Did I miss anything on that previous slide? We're always looking for presenters. We're always looking for organizers. 1millioncups.com/presenter and 1millioncups.com/organizer if you're interested in joining our team, a volunteer team. All right, so Michael, if you'd like to come on up, Michael and Agnes, you guys are going to present our first business.
Yeah, 2 would be awesome. Thank you. I can lead. Morning, 1 Million Cups. Hey, thanks so much for having us. Drake introduced me to this community a couple months ago, and I just love the energy of people presenting and helping each other, the community aspect of like the challenge. And right after I came in, I was like, Drake, sign me up. Like, me and my wife would love to do this. So this summer, likely in early June, we are launching Clawsome. We're going to be Michigan's first claw machine arcade. So you guys are familiar with arcades. This is very similar to that, except it only has one machine type, a claw machine. This is a concept that's been mature and very popular in Asia for some time. It's really exploded, especially on the coast or wherever there is a large Asian community, like Novi. For example, there's 30 claw machine arcades in Toronto, there's 18 in Vegas. So yeah, we'll be launching the first one here. Super excited to do it, and we're kind of riding that high of like K-pop, kawaii culture, which means cute in Japanese. So yeah, Sweetie, do you want to tell them a little more about it?
Yeah, so I'll talk a little bit about our founding story. I'm Filipino. There's a very large Filipino population out in Las Vegas. My mother retired out there. I grew up in Metro Detroit. So my mother has been out there for about 15 years now. Every time we go to visit, we look for things to do that are child-friendly. We have 3 kids, all girls, an 8-year-old Sophia, a 7-year-old Anna, and a 4-year-old Valencia. So recently, in the last couple of years, with the claw machine arcade trend, we've been seeing them in Las Vegas, and our first visit was in 2023. So this is a picture from that. That location is very close to where my mom is, 10 minutes away. Our kids were hooked instantly because the way that it works is a lot more customer service based. These claw machine arcades want you to walk away with bags of prizes. So this is actually a bag that we have brought from our past vacation. It was completely full of stuffies, Sanrio characters. Our kids, even our littlest one, our 4-year-old, learned how to win these prizes. So after seeing how much joy they took away from that, and my mother, who's older, less mobile, also able to participate in that family experience. We just thought we wanted to bring that kind of joy to Novi, where it is a very large Japanese expat population. Being from Troy, Madison Heights, I have more ties to this side of Oakland County. We would like to see also another location eventually in this area. But yes, that's our founding story. So go to the next slide. So really our mission or our purpose, it's beyond just the stuffies that you win. We really want to promote Asian awareness and community and culture. As Michael said, a lot of the claw machine arcades in the US are near Asian communities, usually big Chinatown areas. So we've been to New York, Toronto, Washington, DC, Philly. Where else have we gone to? Atlanta. Every area that has a very big Chinatown, Koreatown population, we have gone to those arcades. Now I want to say it's been at least more than 20 to 30 we've been to total. I can't have lost count. But in the end, we want to bring it back to this concept of kapwa. Kapwa in the Filipino language or in Tagalog means connection, community, multi-generational pastime. So we want to be able to have that here in Novi and share it with every kid from 4-year-old Valencia's peers up to my mom's age, retirement age. In the end, our logo has a lot of Filipino influence. The K in Clawsome is from the Filipino language. The Filipino language doesn't have the letter C. All the color palette is the Filipino flag, red, yellow, and blue. The characters we based off of our kids. Each animal is a different personality type of our children. Valencia, the 4-year-old, is kind of the party animal, the cat in the hat. Our middle child, Anna, is the cuddly panda, and the oldest is our clever fox. So yes, in the end, we really want to bring it back to the Filipino and Asian American mentality.
Cool. Yeah, thank you. Could I get the next slide? All right, thank you. So, in terms of services, this is what our claw machines look like. We're going to get 28 of these and 16 minis, just filled with all sorts of different, cute kawaii plushies and keychains. We're going to be hosting a lot of parties next. Here we go. I think my clicker is back. So
Okay, good.
In terms of products, like we brought some that you can see, but here's some examples. The majority is going to be like Pokemon and Sanrio, Hello Kitty. Yeah.
Pitama, like all these little.
The Duolingo.
Go ahead.
Yeah, we've been to over 25 of these places, so whatever we see is really popular, and we love to get input. We have a Facebook, we have an Instagram, so to get folks telling us, what do you want, and then we can stop it. So in terms of our biggest challenging, I'd say that's probably building the team right now is the number one, and hiring a general manager and finding that person, funding and time. We have 3 children, I have a full-time job, Agnes is a full-time mom, and that takes so much energy. So I'd say that's a challenge where, we're all both working till midnight almost every night. In terms of what we've tried on funding, we have a home equity line of credit, we have a lift loan from Huntington, and we have some money from friends and family. So we're good, but in terms of help, if there are other options that maybe have a more attractive, lower APR, definitely would love to hear about it, or any grants or things like that. In terms of building a team, we've talked to a lot of friends and family. We've gotten some help, from there for website designers and things. We went to the Novi Japanese Job Fair, which was awesome. But we're still looking for that general manager. We're still looking for some staff, and we're likely going to open doors and have a grand opening around early June. So that is becoming critical right now. And lastly, in terms of time, what's helped us to save our time is hiring people, putting our kids in summer camp this summer is going to be a big help. And just working after the kids go to bed, it's real intense. Okay, cool. So let me just wrap that up, and if you guys have suggestions on funding, especially hiring talent and balancing time, would love to hear from this community. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, that was really great. So if there's anyone that has suggestions for their specific questions, there's their slide if you want to capture you hold that up there for a second, Michael, because people will capture that. And then if you want to come up here, come on up here.
I'm owner of Business Solutions. We're a virtual administrative company. So time really got me. I'm a mom myself. I have 3 children, 16-year-old, 12-year-old, and 6-year-old. My struggle with starting a business was, how do I balance it all? Which hence is why I have a virtual administrative company. So I would say look into maybe hiring a virtual assistant or someone who could do those tasks when you don't have time, right? Honestly, you shouldn't be up after the kids go to bed working on it, right? And then you're looking for someone to hire, and you have the capacity for that. So I would definitely look at that, because you can have that virtual assistant do basically what you need task-based. You need to hire somebody, you can have that person do the job, post scripting, and then you have all of those things. Also, what age are you starting at hiring?
I'd say, we're willing to hire high school age folks for staff positions.
For the associate positions.
And for general manager, we're just looking for somebody who's experienced, who's had at least 3 years, I'd say, of general management experience, because we don't have as much to offer as far as a retail or restaurant management background. So.
Well, I won't say that I can be the general manager, so I'm running my own company, but I do have that experience. I used to run an eyeglass store. Oh, I wasn't trying to. I was saying, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to.
Just with experience and suggestion collaboration. Say, I'd love to talk to you after.
Okay. I would love to talk to you after for that. Also, my son's 16.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We need to bring a search between
Hello, I'm new here.
You too.
My name is Renee. So, just a suggestion or something for you to look into, because you're saying that you want to hire more high schoolers, 16-year-olds, things like that. Looking into job links and Michigan Works to get those persons involved in hiring them, because they'll give you money to, fund them, and then you'll just pay the taxes for them to have like a summer job.
Yeah, I was gonna say, start writing.
Sorry.
Yeah, that'd be great, yeah. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Steve, and I'm really sorry I came in late, but as soon as I heard Sanrio and anime and stuff like that, I have a character called Booty Go Food Tour, and I can talk to you all about all this later, but I'm going to Japan on the 22nd, and one of my purposes there is to expand the network for Booty Go, working with Japanese companies, and I'd be happy to tell them about what you're doing, and I'd be happy to talk to you later, basically.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Hi, I'm Jewel. I have a question for you guys, actually. So when you're working late, what are you working on? Like, can you give a little insight into what types of activities you're working on?
Buying inventory. You know, we have 8,000 plushies being shipped here now. Kind of selecting the machines we're going to procure, which we've also put a deposit on, and they're making their way over. Marketing.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm more in the marketing and community outreach. I used to be an English teacher at a high school in Chicago, and I'm more in that space. But you're financing, really.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, financing and all that has been a big piece of it too.
Okay. And then my last question, I'm gonna leave while you answer this. What type of things are you working on when you're working on marketing?
Social media, our website development, like I said, community outreach.
Okay.
We're in a lot of high school organizations and elementary schools right now.
Okay, so I help automate a lot of those things, so I'll reach out to you later and maybe I can help.
Sounds good.
Hi, firstly, congratulations, starting a very unique business.
Thank you.
This way?
Yes.
Okay.
Perfect. Thank you.
Okay, hi, I'm JJ, Cellular Solutions, it's a sustainable consulting firm, my first time here. Balancing time, just something my husband and I learned from working at home while the kids were little. I had the, good fortune of my boss letting me work from home 3 days a week. So I don't know if you're planning on being on site. I know you have a different job, but I don't know if you're being on site. But maybe for yourself and for your other employees, I don't know if there's room to have a little childcare, so your kids, when they're not at school, can be there, so you can visit them, in between work. Because we kind of learn to make kids part of our work, do it alongside, because try to separate the two is very difficult. I know it's very difficult in society today to make that happen, but whenever you can, especially if you're the business owner, your employees will bless you as well, because they'll have that opportunity to be closer to their kids. So it'll be a great benefit for everyone.
First of all, I want to say it's awesome to see my clients actually follow my advice and come in here.
It's been invaluable.
Yeah, and you all, you know what? This is the first time we've had a husband and wife team present, and I want to say that you all make a really dynamic duo. Your presentation was awesome. I think everybody here would agree. And one of the things that immediately came to mind is because of I think you guys present so well. You've been so many places. You've got a lot of content. Is have you considered? I see the number one question is how do we de-risk this opportunity? And I'm wondering, have you tried any crowd funding?
We have.
Websites? Okay.
Oh yeah, we have a Kiva loan, but we haven't used all the crowdfunding options for sure. So
Okay. Well, certainly, I've worked with some businesses in the past, predating my arrival to Oakland Thrive, and we've had success on Kickstarter, we've had success on Indiegogo, and I know there are a number of new ones that are out there that exist, and I'll be willing to help you, source those. But I think that with what you have, you could probably exceed anything that you could get in the way of loans. So I think that's one way that we should probably move forward beyond today. Okay, so anyway,
Thank you. Yeah.
Good morning. My name is Sri from Unique Solutions. First of all, congratulations for being an entrepreneur while you are working.
Thank you.
That's not an easy task. A couple of questions. How long you've been running?
We are launching in early June, so we are not yet
That's fine.
running. We are mid-construction for our site. Yeah.
Now, the reason I asked is there is definitely opportunities for getting some funding help from SBA. I don't see that you have made any attempts to SBA on the list.
Yeah, I guess like we looked into that, and they suggested to us that likely we'll get a better APR if we just use our equity, that we would have to use that for collateral anyway. But great suggestion. Yeah. Look
Right.
into that one.
SBA has a funding match program. So if you go into SBA, you propose your desire, and that system will spread it to nearly 25,000 different banks. And you will get a response very quickly. So I would highly recommend you to look into SBA for funding. There is opportunity, but you just have to dig a little bit more deeper. And as far as the business is concerned, I would highly recommend you to look into a tool called bigspand.com. They will take over all your marketing needs for $300 or so. So
What is
it's
it again? Can you say it again?
bigspand.com. BIXPA. BIXPA or BixJet. They are also same. BIXJET. BixJet. Okay.
These are great suggestions. We'll look into that. Hadn't heard about that match option, so super appreciate you bringing that up.
I hope that helps.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, so they still have a question. Can you go back to your questions one more second? Like, we have a couple more minutes. That one about finding and hiring talents. So, I mean, I know we have some really good experts here in the room. Is there anyone here who has any experience hiring a general manager or someone that they can give more responsibility to, especially for brick and mortar, that can support them on the experience? Think about that. Oh, yeah, what is that? We have
Got a
somebody on
comment
Zoom with the comments. Okay, so Zoom, Tech Lock Solutions says, I love this idea. My 6-year-old and my 4-year-olds are obsessed with claw games. So you're onto something. Now, funding. Have you tried a pre-opening/pre-sale via credit and gift card? Buy 250, get 400 in credit to be used in a certain time frame. This will give people incentive to play, like me, to invest now, get a deal, and give you the cash up front.
So I love this idea, and Monday on our website we're launching a discounted pre-sale of tokens. So from this Monday and a month on, we're doing a 20% discount on any tokens that are purchased, and giving away free plushies, kind of limited edition, that you can pick up in early June. Yeah, it's a fantastic idea.
Is it what they were saying for $250 to $400 worth of supply or gifts? Okay.
Yeah, we're providing a pre-opening discount, but it's 20%. Just given the cost of our products. Yeah.
Is there anyone else? Oh, good. Carmen.
Hello. I'm putting on my old hat with Michigan Works. There are multiple Michigan Works offices across Oakland County. And so you would have to find yours that covers Novi. And I know who that is in the back of my brain. Anyways, what?
Come see you after.
Come see me after. But Michigan Works has youth work experience programs and on-the-job training programs. So the difference between the two, a youth work experience is anyone 16 to 24, and it's usually 8 to 10 weeks where Michigan Works will pay the wages for someone to work for you. So pretty much all you need. There are other things. Don't go in there and say I said something. But you need a workman's comp policy, and you need to not be back on your taxes, and you need a physical location. But the youth can work with you. So you get a body, they get work experience. Michigan Works has funding to pay them an hourly wage. 12, 13, 14, maybe dollars an hour for that, 8 to 10 weeks for the summer. So that is a youth work experience opportunity. And then on-the-job training would be good for maybe your GM or a higher level. So let's say it takes 4 weeks for you to actually train, onboard the person, see if they're a good fit. You bring that person on, and Michigan Works can reimburse 50% of the wages during that training period with the intent that you're gonna bring them on as a full-time employee. And that is the OJT program. So partner with the closest Michigan Works office in the area. So, thank you. That's very helpful. Thank you.
We have one more question.
Love the idea, guys.
Thank you.
Have you guys thought of documenting the construction journey? Because I know you said you guys are in construction, right? Is that like something that you guys are capturing and posting?
So we have been working with a friend, the hopes of a documentary. Like eventually, he's more amateur, like not a professional, but like yeah, we have thought about it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I would post as much as possible
Yeah.
because that actually will attract a potential client, or potential staff, right?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
even people with even younger people, younger staff.
Yeah.
Right? And yeah,
Just put it out there.
just put it out.
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah. Okay. I appreciate that. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, that was great. Thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you very much. That was our first presenter. You guys want to wrap up with any questions?
You guys, so super appreciate this community. Like, these have been awesome suggestions. Like, we learned a lot just now that we've never heard before. And we just want to encourage you guys to get out your phones, scan this link to our link tree, add us on Instagram, on Facebook. We have some free play cards that, you know, if you add us, we will provide you one and come into our location in early June, and you can give that a play. And yeah, I'll just mention again, like, we do have a discount and kind of free exclusive plushies coming this Monday if you visit our website. So thank you a ton.
Our next presenter, Coffee, Adam, and his brother Brett, right?
Hi everyone. Firstly, thank you to 1 Million Cups for having us. And then lastly, thank you to Carmen. This was her recommendation. We presented in Ann Arbor a couple weeks ago. We're now here in Ferndale, so super excited to talk to you. I'm Adam Krasinski. This is my twin brother, Brett Krasinski. Today we're presenting Free Bean Coffee Company. It's the world's first free coffee company. So what's our story? Our main story is that right now brands are struggling to find innovative and engaging ways to meet their target demographic. Digital ads are becoming oversaturated and it's causing a problem. The second part of it is the increasing cost of coffee. So as many of you I'm sure know, the price of coffee has never been higher. It's currently at an all-time high. And we thought, how can we solve the two problems together? So I'll let Brett explain a little bit more.
Thanks, Adam. And so like you said, Free Bean Coffee Company is the world's first free coffee company that creates a unique advertising mechanism that ultimately bridges the physical and digital worlds. So you can think back to the physical calendars that sat on your desk or something that was always there. And so we've used this as a mechanism. So it's something people always drink. It's something they have multiple times a day. It's really a staple in their life to create a better connection for brands between the physical and digital worlds. So thinking about some of the challenges ahead, and just for some quick context, for University of Michigan seniors, we launched on campus in December. We've now pivoted that distribution to co-working spaces like Incubizo and others, which you can see here. Our client list has also expanded to include incumbent consumer brands, B2B startups that sell into frequent co-working tenants, and then ultimately proximate retail and restaurants like a local chain or Detroit Attraction or something like that.
So what do our past attempts look like? Mainly cold outreach, warm intros, and then utilizing the University of Michigan community, whether that's through the network of professors or other students. And in terms of our past success, as Brett mentioned, we launched on campus doing an 800 can distribution across 2 days, working with 2 brands, one social media-based company in Paris, and then Cinnaholic, a local pastry chain. The key takeaway from that launch was that 78% of Free Bean consumers stated increased interest in the advertised brands, a number that is far higher than any form of digital advertising to have ever existed.
So ultimately, where we want to bring this and the community conversation piece of this is earning the right to the first call with a prospective client. We often have a relatively high conversion from that first call to novel idea. It's often difficult to convey the value from an email or the website, which we've since improved. And so we ultimately ask you about finding and reaching prospective clients and what you all can suggest and offer to us.
Cool.
Thank you.
That was like so concise compared to our first one, which is the magic of 1 million cups. You never know what you're going to hear. So this is their main challenge question. So if you guys want to offer support, we have another 20 minutes to offer this presenter with their question here. What methods of finding and reaching prospective clients? Like, all right, come on up.
And
Yes.
we'll also just pass around a couple of our samples so you guys can get a physical idea of what
They're gonna,
freebie
yeah,
is.
they're gonna pass around a few of their comments here for those online. They're passing around a few samples of what they offer.
I think because they presented before, not everybody knows what it is.
Oh, okay, before we start the questions, if you could just describe what it is, like describe what the product is, because that didn't really happen in this one and you have time.
So it is a ready-to-drink coffee can. We serve 3 flavors: Colombian cold brew, vanilla latte, mocha latte. The way the business works is that we sell blank space on the cans as advertising space. A company comes in, pays for the space on the cans, and then the cans are distributed almost as a mini billboard in your hands that people can see in the different points of distribution, and they act as a new advertising medium, similar to, like I said, a mini billboard in your hand. So if you have clarifying questions on how the product works, we're also happy to answer that.
There you go.
Firstly, congratulations, what a great idea. So enterprising of you to do it at your age, so. That's wonderful. Do you have brick and mortar coffee shops, or are you handing it out on the street or in other spaces?
So we use co-working spaces like Incubizo as our points of distribution. So.
Okay, no, I understand. Okay, I just wanted to, so the reason I asked is I would think that local businesses in each area would be your target audience. I'm not a good salesperson. I'm suffering from that myself for my business, but I would think local businesses would be very interested and maybe involving them in that space. So once you hand those out, they're also there to maybe do some events where there's more involvement with the people who come to get the free coffee. That way they have an opportunity to sell whatever they're trying to sell with to those individuals as well. So I would think it would vary by with each space that the local businesses would benefit the most. It's almost like bringing your EV to charge at a specific location, and there's captive businesses around there, and you're forced to go to, it's kind of that concept. You have a coffee, when you're here, why don't you go and get this thing anyway, which is in
Definitely, yeah. We've looked into, as you mentioned, retail and restaurants and other sort of local attractions by location, and generally they have a lower sales and marketing spend, so it's tougher for such an advertising mechanism. But yeah, it's a great suggestion. It's something we've looked into. Thank you.
Hi, this is brilliant, by the way.
Thank you.
So my question is, have you considered corporate? Because it's like, what has that experience been like?
As in for the prospective clients or distribution?
No, I mean, I was in corporate for a long time. There's one thing we know is there's a lot of coffee drink going on there, right? So I was thinking, as you were talking, that connection of offering the free coffee, because they pay for the coffee, so you're saving them. Like if you could somehow, maybe it's a road show where you just show, here's all the companies that we've been in. And you guys, you're U of M, you got this huge connections, right? But here's all the companies that we've been in, and you can use that to push the advertising to the smaller businesses because those people are there and they're captive. That's what I was thinking.
It's definitely something we've considered. We found that you know, the idea of advertising is to hyper-personalize an ad. We want to make sure that the right target demographic is seeing it, and we found that initially with co-working spaces, we can look at a wider target audience and be able to advertise to those people specifically more easily. So in terms of corporate, it's sort of like a next step. That along with apartment buildings and conferences and tons of different other avenues to advertise where people can put their name on a coffee can and those other attendees of a conference or people who live in an apartment building can see it throughout the day, and so it's just reaching people in an entirely new way.
Right. There's a lot of future business owners in those corporates. That's what I was thinking. Congratulations, it's amazing.
How you guys doing today?
Great, how are you?
My name is Michael Muse, and the first thing I saw was, I think to really bridge the gap for you guys is start a coffee exposition. Have a big event where you invite all the coffee growers and all the advertisers and companies that's already doing it. Huntington Place, Show Place, get a spot, invite them all there, and just actually have it hands-on so they can see what you do. And I guarantee you that right there, you'll be able to bridge that gap, and they'll see the need for their business. They can see how their business will look on your product.
Thank you.
Adam, we've spoken before. Yeah, it's a great presentation. So a couple suggestions I have is that one, when we spoke, you mentioned that your minimum order quantity is 500 pieces. So I think on one level, if you're targeting like small business owners and things like that, and like places like Incubizo, just knowing and being in that promotional product space and people's needs for stuff like this, I think you need to figure out a way to, if you're targeting that demographic, to lower that MOQ to about 50 pieces and keep your price point about where it is. If you can do that without increasing too much, I think that's going to help on a smaller business level. Otherwise, if you have that bottleneck right there where you need to keep it at 500 pieces, I think one place you could try is, number one, businesses are out at big events, trade shows, where businesses already are set up, looking for unique things to promote their business. That could be one way. Question would be going directly to advertising agencies whose they may be looking for unique advertising opportunities for their brands and things like that.
Yeah, so great suggestions, thank you.
Hello, I'm Janet with American Business Women's Association. Are you committed just to the University of Michigan community, or are you looking to expand this throughout the whole country?
Yeah, that's the goal. We're just we want to start small and perfect it, and then expand as far and wide as we can.
All right, I can talk to you after, but there's a company called Evolus. It's spelled EVOLEZ. What they do is, it's a tough job. It's highly competitive. You have engineers, all kinds of people graduating, Harvard, people that have been out of work with MBAs that can't get to work. So as a college student, you want to make some extra money, but then also you don't have time if you're studying these really hard classes. So they have brand ambassadors. So they've done it with like top brands like The Economist, Frito-Lay's, and different things like that. And then the college students are 1099 employees. So they might create a contract where they get a set amount of money, but then they're 1099, so they can work around their schedule. But then you would be targeting the universities across the country getting these things, and then you wouldn't have a lot of like overhead and things like that. So I can talk to you after.
Yeah, sounds great. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Tanisha. I want to know if you guys thought about vending machines. Vending machines. Well, have you thought about vending machines?
Yeah, we have, and ultimately the reason against it now at this stage is, like Adam mentioned earlier, we need the ads to be hyper-personalized to justify the increased cost of our digital advertisement in order for the brand to see real return on their investment. With vending machines, depending on the location, maybe you can reach a certain segment of the population, like on a university campus, you can reach a student, but even then it's really a wide reach that you have. And so that kind of opposes the objective of freebie, which is to reach a really specific client with a really high return for their advertising spend.
Okay, understandable. Also, I know I heard a lot about road shows, and I was going to mention that too, but like festivals, like around here, like the arts meets and stuff like that. Also, maybe reaching out to the local chambers. They have direct connections with those corporate companies.
That's a good point.
That was pretty much it.
Yeah, thank you. The chambers is something we're looking into next. We've also begun looking into conventions to be sort of the go-to coffee sponsor. Events like you're saying, coffee sponsors are also frequent there as well. So great suggestions, something we're looking into. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Hunter. Come closer to you because
Video.
Video.
Congratulations on being so cool.
Thank you.
And inspiring us all and making us wish we were younger. I think maybe what you're doing is affirmation that you guys are really thinking of everything already. So I'm not sure if my idea would be additive. We're at universities. I've got a kid who's looking at school, so we've been to college fairs. And colleges, universities give away swag. You guys know college students love coffee, so I imagine that's a space you're looking at.
Definitely.
I also know that the school our kids go to, sometimes when they're in high school, they host days for kids coming and they'll be like, come see the deans and get your free whatever. And they brand themselves as well private schools.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean the world is vast in terms of promotional products and where we can distribute. So that's a great suggestion. Thank you.
Can you hold the mic up a little
Yeah,
bit?
we gotta hear you. There we go.
Perfect.
Congratulations. So when you started talking about like publicizing yourself and figuring out how to advertise, I have personally been struggling with that for a while. So I'm in like the cosmetology world. So the girlies love coffee. They just do. You being able to customize that will be great. You reaching out to people like USAA. I used to work for them. Awesome. They love to customize things. They love to put their logo on their really outreach program, managing things like that. Mental health. Reaching out to mental health. Things that do community outreach is the best, honestly. And my friend said influencers. Would be great too. They would love to have their own coffee that act like they're somebody.
That's a very good point. To act like there's somebody, that's good.
Love this idea. Have you guys heard of New Lab? Have you approached them before? Okay. New Lab is like kind of Ford's accelerator to a degree, not just Ford, but they're huge. They're right by Michigan Central. I think they have like probably over 100 startups in that building. Happy to make an intro for you guys. I think that might be a perfect place. I think it's the biggest accelerator in Michigan. The other one I would mention are just like in-house corporate accelerators. I used to lead iHub at General Motors, for example, so an idea for you would be targeting something like that and having an advertiser be a supplier that's like desperate to break into that space. So picture like a Magna brand or something like that. So.
Thank you.
Got a couple comments online too.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
So I'm looking for the numbers. I'm thinking numbers. I would be interested to know what the revenues are of the company that hired you out of Paris. But if you think numbers, like when I was running a department, if my budget was $20,000, because I can only give so much for everything, but I need everything, right? And so if your thing is about 1% of that, at 20,000 and you divide it by 7 to get the valuation of the companies you need to target, that's how you need to figure out your target market. Most marketing budgets, 7 to 10%. Your one item, if I got a swag bag at the end, I need a swag bag first to put the coffee in, plus all the stuff on the table, all the things. So think about it backwards. Marketing budgets are about 7 to 10%. How much do you cost? What is the size value of that business that you need to target? Because I don't really feel like it's small businesses. I feel like it's mid-sized businesses, corporate. Also, the Small Business Expo comes up. June is Small Business Month. There's going to be a lot of small businesses at a lot of small business expos. So you can think about that as well.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion. Thank you.
Got it.
Do you want to ask it? You want me to ask it?
I'd like to ask.
Okay. Oh, I thought it was the remote pain point one.
No, I'll give you that one. Just had a quick comment. Golf courses. Those are great places because you have a captive audience with money. Golf outings would be a wonderful one because now you've got a sponsorship. You've got these people for 8 hours on a golf outing. That would be a great place. If you could put something in other than coffee, I thought that would be a really, really good idea. There are many I don't mean anything alcoholic.
Yeah, you do.
But no, I thought that would be a great place to talk to other people because again, you've got an audience with money. People spend a lot of money to participate in golf outings. There are organizations who spend a lot of money to put on golf outings, and we know Michigan has tons of them. So that might be a good place to think about as well.
We spoke to a prospective client on Monday who does that exact thing and is interested in putting their brand on the cans for golf courses, especially returns, like during a tournament. So it's in the works right now.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's the big one, the backup. I mean, what Daryl was saying, the second part, like it's going to be harder to approach a golf course, but you'll get a higher potential sale point. But if you just use your AI to figure out who's putting on golf outings and approach them with a unique way to highlight whoever their higher level sponsors are by putting them on those coffee cans that you provide in their swag bag or on the cart or in the morning or whatever. I think that's a good point to bring up. So we have a question in the Zoom room. The question was, what is your, I believe it's what your pain point is.
Pain point they're addressing, and what would a business be experiencing that they would want to use this product or service?
What is the pain point for you guys, and then what is the pain point for the business that would be experiencing? You know this already, you're shaking your head, yes, you know the question. All right, and then just to, it's a little bit louder in the back, but it sounds like it's getting quieter now. I think it was in the kitchen, just to mention that. All right, if you guys can address what the pain point is for your client.
Yeah, like Adam touched on earlier, we're addressing two key pain points, one for consumers and one for businesses. This really is an advertising company. And so like Adam mentioned, digital advertising is becoming highly saturated. The return used to be as high as 200 to 300%. That's come down significantly, whereas out-of-home advertising often reaches a 6 to 7 times return. And we believe that by creating a physical mini billboard that you're seeing throughout the day, over many days, the conversion rate will be that much higher. And so the pain point ultimately for businesses is lack of high return advertising as it stands today, both digitally, but then on the physical side, because it's nearly impossible to track. You can't track a billboard, you can't track a commercial, you can't track anything like that. And so we've, using QR codes and other technologies, allowed brands to see that conversion from the physical to the digital world. On consumers, the cost of coffee is extremely high. It's frankly an addictive product that people are drinking multiple times a day, basically every day for their entire lives. And so it creates this product that people always need, and it gets their eyes matched with a can that fits their needs on a daily and recurring basis.
All right, so if I'm understanding the business model correctly, the people that pay you are the ones that want to put their message on the can, right?
Correct.
And so I think maybe we're confusing clients with your distribution method of how we get the cans into people's hands. And it's interesting because with what you're offering, you really are having to sell in both places. You're selling clients on paying you to be on the can, and you're selling whoever, whether it's a golf course or a event or whoever, to carry your product to put it in people's hands. I'm following? Okay. So as a marketer, if I were to pay you to be on your cans, I want to know how you're going to get your cans in the hands of the people that I want to target. it's not enough to just say, I'll be on the can and you're going to hand it out somewhere on campus or an event. How do you get the people I want to talk to? So I think the piece that might be missing is, in addition to this really innovative marketing product that you come up with, you have to be able to have a plan to convince the client that you can reach their target market. So it's both. It's we have the can and we have a plan. I didn't mean for that to rhyme. But if you can tell a client how you can reach their target market based on some sort of discovery session, I think that you're gonna find that you'll have more traction. And maybe you're even working through marketers who, I think Lisa mentioned you're going for bigger companies. If you're working through marketers who work with bigger companies, and you can explain that piece on how you're gonna reach their target market, you will probably get more traction. So I hope that helps.
And to give a little bit of context, and not that I want to give you a sales pitch, but so you understand sort of what we offer in a sales pitch is that Freebie focuses on three things. We call it 3Ds. It's design, it's distribution, it's data. And that's kind of what we touched on throughout this whole presentation is the design on the can is entirely customizable to your business. And so if you wanted to, have a certain tagline or say something specific, that's what it does. And then on the second point is distribution, where working with the co-working spaces, and we've been working with Carmen specifically for Incubizo, there's been a lot of back and forth and understanding what types of tenants and businesses are in this current space, in addition to the almost dozen other spaces. And so understanding the type of people that are in there, whether it's what kind of business they run or what kind of person they are, we can then say, from the prospective clients that we have, we know what ad is best suited for that type of person. And then lastly is the data, as Brett's touched on, is understanding the ROI from the advertising spend. So, as Brett mentioned, it's impossible to track with certain out-of-home advertisements, but with QR codes and other trackable data, we can very clearly show a company that paid X number of dollars, what their return was on that X number of marketing dollars.
So let me ask this question. If your strategy is you're going to distribute through co-working spaces, that's kind of how you want to move forward, then what does your data show about the people who come to co-working spaces? Who are they?
It varies greatly, which is both beneficial and negative. It's beneficial right now because we can work with a lot more different types of companies that are willing to advertise. For instance, it can be a restaurant, or it can be some sort of business AI tool that can help grow your business. We can work with, in both cases, which I would say are quite different, a restaurant, it can just be a proximate location to Incubizo. It can be a 15-minute drive away from here, and somebody can see it, and they can see, okay, I get 10% off the next time I go visit. That's going to apply to most people. That AI tool that can also help grow and expand a business can also apply to those people because they're running startups or SMBs who, frankly, could use the help but don't have the right tools and resources to go find a company like that can help them build that business.
And I think you just answered a little bit of that question. Like, if you have found that in co-working spaces it's small businesses, then who is it that wants to talk to small businesses? That's who you should be marketing to. I think it's just digging into that data more, and I'd love to talk to you a little bit after. I love these conversations.
Absolutely.
So, thank you.
Thanks.
Yep.
Hi, my name is Mary.
Oh, microphone.
And my company is Veterans Life USA. I'm in the process of giving my 4th golf tournament. And we invite people from all over the country and out of the country. Right now, I'm getting ready to sponsor this young lady in her golf line. So my next tournament, I'll be very happy to sponsor you guys. Have you come and make a presentation, whether it's for 2 days or whatever you want to do. I'll talk to you after.
Right, good. Okay, yeah.
Great way to wrap that up. Thank you guys. Thank you, 3B. Hopefully you put your connecting slide up there. Daryl, if you could just push that forward, put that one more slide. Thank you guys so much. Thank you very much. Okay. I think that's
All right.
yeah.
Yep.
That's a wrap for our presenters today. Is there? So we have our community sponsor, Oakland Thrive, here. If there's any upcoming events that we'd like to talk about, I'm going to pass it to Daryl. Well, the upcoming events is how to connect with influencers. Is this the one that's at Boozy?
Yep.
Is this one at Boozy that you want to talk
David,
about?
yep.
Boozies. I've talked before, so I'm not going to take too much of your time. Here is the flyer that we have going on. Really exciting. It's going to be on April 10th, Lucy's Bar and Grill. If you want to understand the influencer ecosystem, if you're a small business and you want to connect with influencers, understand how to connect with them, it's going to be a great networking event. We do have limited seating, and seats are going fast, so if you want to go, make sure you RSVP. It's a free event, there's food, and it's going to be a good time.
Perfect, thank you very much. All right, so thank you guys. We have some upcoming presenters here. Creating Connections will be next week. It's a social media company. 320 are these Oakland Drive?
Those are Oakland Drive events.
Oakland Drive. Creating Connections on 318 tonight. Is this one tonight?
That is virtual tonight, yep.
Virtual Essential Tax Tips for Entrepreneurs. Build, Grow, and Succeed in 2025. So you might want to grab a screenshot of this if you have any interest in any of these, or you can go to Oakland Thrive's website and look under events, and you'll see the listing for all of these upcoming events. These are all very highly good ones. And then thanks again to our sponsors, Oakland Thrive, and to Incubizo, and to our coffee sponsor today. Thank everyone here for the feedback that you've gained until about 10:30 in the morning, and then you can stay here and keep this as a workspace for you for the rest of the day. All right, we're going to gather together for a group photo.
picture.
That group photo goes on our YouTube slide deck, and then Carmen, our fabulous Incubizo person and professional photographer, has all these pictures that she's been snapping around the room on a gallery on her webpage. I think we're going to feature that on our social, so you guys can take a look and see if you made it into her candid pictures. All right, so Carmen's going to let us know where to gather for our group photo, and then we can begin our networking again. Oh, we'd also like to give our presenters a gift for presenting today. They're 1 Million Cups travel mugs. So thank you guys very much for presenting. Get more mugs,